I would like to acknowledge all present here, in particular the organizers of this important program. It's always amazing and a joy to stand before our dear students, whom I always say they are the future for us here in Ghana and the world. If you heard all those who were talking, they were talking about going there, coming here, and making sure that we prepare ourselves not only for Ghana, but the world wide. I will not go on with my goodwill message without acknowledging one of our big personalities in Ghana here. I'm sure most of you have heard the name or have seen him, Professor Kojo Yankah, who is amongst us here. I was so glad when I saw him. These are the personalities that some of us we looked up to when we were in the university. I was in the University of Ghana, and I was glad to see Prof here. I'm here representing, in my capacity as the focal person for eLearning Africa. And I was just telling Prof that I'm just 2 months old, a pensioner, and gladly 60. I was with the Ministry of Education, having worked with a couple of ministries like the Gender, the Local Government, Ministry of Health, Defense, and then I ended up with the Ministry of Education, where I exited as an executive director for the Complementary Education Agency. I remember before I left, I made sure that the complementary education, which is for the non-formal, those who cannot read and write, and we want to bring them to the limelight. We want them to also go into digitalization, because we find ourselves in what we call the fourth industrial revolution, where everything is driven by digital. And we cannot afford to leave these ones behind. And it's amazing when you go out there, you meet and interact with these ones. You think that they have never stepped in classrooms before. They are super smart. And so what prevents them from also enjoying what the regular school also are doing? So that is just by the way. But I'm here representing eLearning Africa as their focal person. Later on during my message, I will tell you a bit of e-learning and how you can take advantage of what we do, particularly for the youth who are coming out. Now we know that you are not waiting. The youth are galloping. They are not even running, they are galloping to catch up with the world. So I must say that I'm very grateful for the organizers for inviting me to be part of this gathering. And Claudia, if Claudia is here, Claudia was on my neck to be sure that I join you here. As a focal person for eLearning Africa, and also having had opportunity to interact with the youth and having worked with the Ministry of Education, and truly I see daily how digital transformation is rewriting the script for our youth. This festival, as we all call it, is a vital bridge, as the earlier speakers have said, connecting the curiosity of the students we are talking about rigor, and they are so enthused to catch up with the world. And so we see this festival or festivals like it as a vital bridge, which will help our youth to connect their curiosity and their rigor of the entrepreneur. And I'm indeed privileged to be looking at the future of African tech in this room today. The message is very clear. I mean, on the walls, from what we've heard, what we've seen, that African students are no longer just consumers of technology. They are indeed the architects. This festival is a reminder. It is a reminder that the best way to predict the future is to build it today together. And we are moving from learning to know to learning to do. So we've had a bit of the classrooms, Professor will tell you. We've had a bit of the classroom. We are moving from that place to the place where we can actually what? Practice it. So we are moving from learning to know to learning to do. Now let me give you a bit of the mission of eLearning Africa. eLearning Africa, those who have heard it before, has been the largest and most inclusive gathering of digital education and training professionals on the continent. Although we have other participants also joining us from other continents, but it's meant to focus on Africa. Our commitment is to move our people from where we are now into the digital world. So the commitment to this movement, this particular movement that we are seeing here, is actually rooted in our history. In the history of e-learning. And since 2005, eLearning Africa have served a platform and has brought together a diverse network of educators, trainers, technology specialists, policymakers, development experts, investors, name them, to shape the future of education of African continent. It is an annual event, and so our annual event has become a catalyst for dialogue and collaboration, creating a vast network of professionals invited by commitment to advance technology-enhanced learning, training, and skills development across Africa. eLearning Africa is dedicated to advancing sustainable solutions for education, training, and skills development, improving access to relevant information, and fostering economic and social development across the continent. At eLearning, we believe technology is the bridge between a student's classroom and their first startups. That is when they want to venture into entrepreneurship or work on their own. So we provide a platform to bridge eLearning Africa supports support for initiatives that empower the next generation of innovators like you here, because we believe technology is the language for the day. And we also believe that it bridges students' classroom and their first entrepreneurial ideas and their startups. Much of the entrepreneurship involves soft skills, like networking. I think most of them has highlighted on this. And it's very, very, very important. It's not just by chance that anybody who comes here talks about networking and taking advantages of the environment that you find yourself in. So as I'm saying, entrepreneurship most of the time involves what we call the soft skills, which includes networking, negotiation, and opportunity recognition. The opportunities might be here, but you need the skills to be able to recognize it and grab it. So it's really, really important that your antennas will be very high for you to be able to grab and recognize these opportunities. These cannot be memorized as we do in the classrooms. They must be felt and practiced. Learning is no longer just about acquiring knowledge. It's about applying it to solve real-world problems. Later, I'll talk about the STEM innovation that the earlier person talked about, because this particular one was actually based on that. There is digital shift now, as I said. We find ourselves in the fourth industrial revolution, where emerging technologies, which is AI and the cloud computing, have leveled the playing field for African students and helping reskilling them for the future. I don't think there is a doubt here that festivals like this are the new classrooms where these soft skills like critical thinking, collaboration, and resilience are built. Now, I want to talk about this new kind of classroom. The festival is a vital bridge connecting students' curiosity with entrepreneurial rigor. We are moving to a next generation where the young ones are applying what they take from the classrooms to what they learn. What they learn in the classrooms into a real world where they can apply them. So we are moving, there's a shift here, but there's a bridge. That's where we are using this festival, where we introduce you into AI and other opportunities to be able to realize your dreams. And so hosting this at the Google AI Community Center is, to me, very symbolic. For a long time, infrastructure was a barrier. And I'm glad that, the previous speaker just said, and then the very, very first MC who came said, this place is even free. Such an opportunity. I'm very sure a lot of people out there don't even know about this. So these are some of the opportunities that we are unearthing for the youth to be able to unearth and harness their potentials. And so, as I said, infrastructure was a barrier. I didn't say it's being a barrier, was a barrier. Now, if you really read wide, inquire, and investigate, you realize that infrastructure is becoming an extinct language in our books today. So today, with AI and digital platforms, a student in Accra or even outside Accra has access to the same intellectual horsepower as a student in Silicon Valley. Now, we say the playing field is leveling. Now all of us are going to be in the same space. We just need to recognize and take advantage of them. There are some burning issues where I want to share with you. As we embark on this journey, I'd like to address our dear students, entrepreneurs here, to remember these three principles. First, on AI and the human touch. AI is an amplifier. It's an enabler. It's not to do all. We need to have that. It's a principle that I want you to have. Now things are being made easier. Use AI as a co-pilot to handle the heavy lifting things that you cannot do or you will struggle to do, things like data analysis and coding. This allows you to focus on empathy, community, problem solving, and, for instance, ethical leadership. I gave a speech in Cambridge University last year, and we were given this tough question, whether AI is gradually pushing a teacher out of the classroom. A lot of us said yes, but the critical question that was posed again was that, is that what we want? No. You can sit in your room and do everything, even write your thesis. Is that the best? Are you proud of that? No. And so we should be able to know where, as I said, the heavy lifting things like data analysis, because you might collect a lot of data. Prof will tell you that, putting them in take your time. You can't even do it. So these are some of the things that AI can do. In short, I want us to draw the line, the thin line between things that we can do and the things that the human can do. Empathy and other things like that. The AI cannot solve it. At times, AI, he will tell you that AI can make a mistake. Do you understand? Have you seen that before? Exactly. So in using this to enhance what we want to do, let's try to draw the line to know where we can use well the AI and where we should not. So that's one principle that I want to leave it with. One, again, there was another question again when we were in Cambridge that whether degrees and competences are almost the same. Degrees versus competences. The future isn't about degree versus startup. No. It is not, they are not in competition. There's no way. And I want you to have it. That it is important for you to have what you should have. And so it is about continuous learning. So getting the AI and all these enabling tools is also part of learning. So it's a continuous learning. Formal education and degrees provides the foundation. And we should encourage everyone to have that. But festivals like this provide the application. And so we should be able to differentiate in all this. Now, the call for action. There is a need for us to recognize that we need to come together. Now, to our students, the world is waiting for your ideas. And I think we've been echoing this to you since we came here. Don't just build an app. Build a solution that serves your community. And that is why the other gentleman from NEIP talked about a lot of innovating things that they are doing, and I urge you to take advantage of that. They are not joking, they are working. And one other thing that they talked about was the STEM innovation. I was having a discussion with him, wanted to be very sure whether that one, they are continuing this from the Ministry of Education, because I'm sure most of you have heard about the STEM innovation. It started from the ministry. And I was just telling him that the STEM innovation started from my office, actually, Prof. It started from my office with my daughter. My daughter is a petroleum engineer. And during COVID, he was in London and he wanted to do something for the youth. So he started something like Kids at Home. He wanted to even come with me, but another program has taken her. So we started that and then we made it official. That's how the STEM innovation started. It is really good. The STEM innovation is encouraging students, even as young as those in the secondary schools, to look around their environment to see problems that they can solve. And they are doing amazingly well. And I'm so glad it has been situated where they can get funds to support them, because that is the original thinking, that we will build these children and then find funding from them. But Ministry of Education could not have done that. So today I'm really happy that they have taken on board. I was also telling him that I have 4 kids. Fortunately or unfortunately, they are all not looking at the public sector. It is not enticing one bit to them. They want to do their own stuff. So as young as 10, my second son, who is he's also an engineer. He's a mechanic engineer. At age 6, he changed his toy. A toy with a remote that goes like this. He fidgeted with the remote so that the car will come back. We never understood it. And he asked whether he can do a job like Osofo engineer, because he wanted to be Osofo and still be an engineer. And I remember my father told him, everything you want to do in this world is possible. And truly today, he is an engineer doing his own stuff, building, what do you call it, solar and all stuff. All fields of engineering, you find Derek there. And the girl is petroleum. He drilled oil all right, but now he's into petroleum. The third one, he did something in the University of Ghana, English and sociology. He's also doing amazingly well in the culinary business. And then the last one, turned just 18. At age 14, he started designing clothes and all that. Now he designed his school, their sports jersey, and other schools. And he's doing so well that I think that the skies are even not the limit. If you set your mind to do something, I believe there is a way. And platforms like this is giving us enormous opportunity to pick on. So everything is possible. I took my staff to Dubai, and when they came back with one thing, that Dubai has one thing that is driving them. Because when we went there, they said, there is nothing like impossibility in their dictionary. Anything that you dream of, that you set your mind to, you can do it. And there are enabling support systems that can help you. To our stakeholders and our partners and our mentors who are here, investing in student entrepreneurs is a high-yield investment in Africa's digital economy. It takes an entire ecosystem to build a business and raise the next generation of global unicorns. Let's launch not just a festival, but a movement, as everybody is saying, and let's make 2026 the year of the Studentpreneur. The last thing I'll say, and I'll take my seat, is that this year, by God's grace, eLearning Africa, as I said, is an annual event. It's coming here in Ghana. In June, from 3rd to 5th, it will take place at the Accra International Conference Center. And it's attracting about 1,002 to 1,005 delegates from outside alone, across the world, particularly from Africa. And as I said, it's a digital move to make sure that we gallop from just learning into the digital world. And it's for all of us. I'll send you the link. I'll talk to your organizers, and they can send you the link where you can follow what they've been doing since 2005. Last year, we were in Tanzania, and then we lobbied seriously. We fought Nigeria and Rwanda to have it here in Ghana. So I'm very proud that eventually we got a bid, and the Ministry of Education is hosting that program. And I would love to see all of you. There will be exhibitors of the big tech in the world. They will all be coming here, and you can get advantage of hooking up to them to see some opportunities that can help in your future startups. I would like to end here by saying thank you so much for the organizers for having us to share all these with the young ones, and wishing you well. We hope that the next time we see you, we will be exhibiting your startups and your new ideas that are going to shape our country. Thank you very much.